Hey, everybody. Welcome to Final Show Films. Not a sponsor. Anyway, I haven't eaten much today.
No.
I assume that you're here because you're wanting to watch us do stories and shit. Well, I've got some very good news for you because Final Show Films is all about stories and shit.
Oh.
In fact, if you consider the fact that you might want to support us with our stories and our shit, you can go over to our website thing called patreon.com/fsfilms, which is where all our story shit supporters tend to congregate. In fact, if you want your voice, well, your name in my voice, yelled out at least once a week, you can sometimes get that taken care of by being part of our $25 tier, shit supporter tier. And you'll have your name announced alongside some great people like Cat Waterflame, Jeremy Alexander, Samantha Bates, Elle, who's fantastic. Anyway, that's just my little announcement at the beginning of things. We're going to get started with our stories and shit tonight. So sit back, relax, grab your own jar of peanut butter, and have fun. Here comes the shit.
We're live.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Final Show Films, Changeling the Lost in Grove or Green, the World of Darkness Chronicle. We're running here on Wednesdays. My name's Jack. I'm your storyteller for the evening, and I am joined tonight by Peanut Butter Pie, Sen.
No. I don't even know how to respond to that. That sounds like a weird kinky sex thing you're referring to me as.
No, it's delicious.
I mean, I am, but anyway. I'm Sen. I'm playing Akujin, the ogre metal flesh blood brute and summer court member.
A PB&J on Rye, William or Shawnee.
Why?
It's good.
Hi, I'm William Rashani, and I'm playing Phage O'Flanagan, the Ogre Gristle Grinder, and Javernal Sovereign.
A Sunset Sky, Holly.
I don't know what that is.
Of the sky during sunset?
Is that peanut butter related?
I'm
No,
not sure if that's...
just the first two
okay.
are peanut butter related.
Oh,
Now they all
okay.
just rhyme.
Okay. I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, Beast One Wing.
Rocky Mountain High, Jeremy.
I'm a John Denver song. Fucking really?
I grew up with that shit. It's awesome. Fuck off.
I can say I love that song.
You know what? I liked it too. The first 1,000 times I heard it at Scout Camp. The remaining 40,000 I was less a fan of. I mean, because we played it weekly or more.
I'm pretty certain the song is older than at least William, so it's it's accurate.
Anyways, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Megan Lansing, Ferris Draconic.
Lucy in the Sky, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I am playing Alana Spencer, the fairest dancer.
And a bald-faced lie, Mara.
Rude.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Liz, Wizened Oracle.
Also accurate.
I had
yes,
really hoped.
Rocky Mountain High is 23 years older than me.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's about as old as I am.
It was released in 1972.
It's even older than me.
Yep. But last time in Baltimore, the Motley Unlikely recovered from a true Fae taking by retreating to their safest holds. Some spent the evening in Lark's mansion, while others took their rest in the Hollow. Drummond, the Raven Hedge Beast, searched for any threats near the mansion and luckily came up empty. And then a few days passed, the Changelings taking some time for their own pursuits before Drummond's scouts reported in that the Van Helsing killer had been spotted near Stony Run to the north of the city. Arriving on the scene, Megan witnessed a hooded figure with a spear-like wooden implement attached to their left arm disposing of a body. Before a true Fae manifested and claimed the monster for her own purposes, taking them both into the hedge. With the Motley now converging on the Night Gallery to focus on their plans, those who are already assembled near the bar hear the kitchen radio turn on. Terror lurks unrecognized in daylight as blood flows back into its birthing wound. Our feet can falter wandering out of sight when perils leave our senses unattuned. Our plans have gone awry with tragic twist, courts distracted by a recent revel. Our chances to defend are often missed, forcing leaders now to play the devil. Around this time, with many of you converged in front of the bar, Akujin, you had been temporarily deployed to try and back up Megan, but then got an update report before you made it to Stony Run. That whatever encounter had been there was over, and that everybody was moving to the Night Gallery to share intel, as it were. We're going to say that Alana, you managed to grab a ride, probably with Liz and Lark.
Yeah, Lark pulled me along because she did not want me to be alone at the house.
Right. And so all of you, within the next few minutes, are within the four walls of the Night Gallery. And Megan, you're leaning over the bar, elbows on the top surface, still trying to find the words to fully describe what it was that you witnessed.
I feel like I'm about a quarter of the way through what I grabbed from the other side of the bar.
Probably. Yeah.
And just sort of sitting there, just waiting for everybody to show up.
Yep. Akujin bangs through the door.
Oh, good. Gang's all here.
Oh, was that the last one everyone was waiting on?
Yep.
Yeah. Walks right to the bar, sits down.
Liz, Lark, and Alana are already here, and Phage was in a meeting during the entire encounter and then simply redeployed downstairs once people started arriving.
What do you want to know?
What you saw?
I mean, I saw our killer. He is I can't be sure. Definitely altered. Their arm is made of wood from the elbow down. They didn't just grab a branch out of the hedge.
They broke free from the hedge.
Their arm is the hedge.
Are there
Or they were
humanoid?
sent.
Are there humanoid hedge beasts?
I think this is probably.
Intelligence and occult -2. Anybody who wants to try and answer that question?
Pretty sure you just described a hobgoblin.
I don't know that it is. Maybe.
Humanoid hedge beast, as in
Oh, yes.
I mean,
intelligence
well,
and occult.
-2.
Hobgoblins, I feel like, are advanced goblins rather than like a hedge beast.
Nope.
Oh god. It's going well.
I mean, I can't roll. It's a chance die for me to roll, so
Right.
I'm not gonna roll it.
Yeah. And besides, you're the one who asked
Yeah.
the question in the first place.
Yeah.
No, you don't know, honestly, if there's hedge beasts that are bipedal in like a humanoid build, or really if there is, whether the hobgoblins are technically a subset of hedge beast, or if you would consider them categorized.
Here's the thing, though. They looked 100% human, except for from the elbow down. They were dressed in human clothing. They were. I don't think it's something that was made in the hedge.
You did notice as well, Megan. Yes, that's actually a good point. As far as you could tell, this thing had no mask meen.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Mm-hmm. Like the way changelings do, and most things that are hedge built. You feel like whatever you saw, a regular ass human would have seen the same thing if they were looking.
Right. This is 100% a person.
Well, I'd also like an intelligence and resolve from
hedge thorn.
Alana.
Oh, okay.
How many mundanes have wandered into the hedge in this city? This is at least the second one now.
I would, you know what? Actually, I would guess that is far more common than we would like to believe.
Can I spend willpower on this, or is this?
This is more of a reflexive thing.
Okay.
Kind of a reaction to something that was said.
1 success.
Somebody had just uttered the phrase, didn't just break off a branch out of the hedge themselves. You did. And then you threw it away, and you have no idea where it is.
But saw that if I had gotten word that they'd struck, got there, saw it. I didn't see the body. I'm guessing the body is still there somewhere. We need someone on that. I don't remember if I said that already. But before I had a chance to confront, a keeper showed up. I don't know.
Not to interrupt here, but I did exactly what you said that they didn't do. Listen, Akajin found me with a piece of the hedge.
Do I remember if she was holding a piece of hedge when we almost ran her over?
Yeah, she had a jagged, busted off branch that was probably her one weapon to hand while she was escaping from Arcadia.
Okay.
Give me an intelligence and composure for Akajin.
I left it on the side of the road.
Okay. I mean, I didn't say it wasn't possible.
I mean,
I'm just saying this person didn't.
I think the implication there might be that if a random passerby picked up a piece of stray hedge and it fused to their arm, that would be the origins of our Van Helsing killer.
Yes, I understand that.
Is that even possible?
Fuck if I know. It's the fucking hedge.
Anything is possible with the hedge.
Anyway. Well, however it happened isn't but I wouldn't think that it's horribly relevant at
Not
the
particularly
moment.
relevant
Well,
right now.
it means that at the very least, it means that our two trails were actually two different creatures, and now they are potentially working together.
No,
Unless you know of any others that have been popping in and just taking people off the street.
Is it the same?
wait, meaning
Keeper?
what?
The Van Helsing killer was a separate trail from the Keeper problem, but now they're one problem because the
Oh,
Keeper
yeah.
grabbed the Van Helsing
Oh,
killer.
probably yes. Probably yes.
I unless we've got if there's more than one that's just popping up in the city and grabbing random people,
Then we need to move.
we have bigger problems.
But possibly. Regardless, they're one problem now
Yeah, one problem.
because the keeper basically grabbed our killer and said, "You're mine now." And we have work
like
to
I said
do.
before you got here,
Walked off.
I think we found our Quina Ogion. But that leaves the question of where's the kin?
Could it be this person?
Yeah.
that she's just taken?
I doubt it. Kin and Quina Ogion sounds like a well-established pair of individuals in the Arcadian society.
We need to
Unless
check on.
the one is just a position and not a
Sorry.
person.
What is this?
Possibly.
I must have missed something. What is this? Quinogion?
It's the poem regarding the invasion, the prophecy regarding everything going on. That has been explained to Akashani's friends.
Yeah, run it by me. He doesn't remember. Run it by me again.
Yeah, Kin and Quinn, or sorry, where the fuck did I put that note? I have, it's written in one of these notes. Where is it?
'Cause I don't remember. So Akashi doesn't remember.
I'm gonna have to scroll all the way up. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Jack, can you give me that poem again?
Yeah, I'll just pop it into chat for you guys real quick. As soon as I pull up that old session note. Do-do-do-do-do. And boom.
Spake King and Quinn Ogion. How many missing Fey Avalon? 8 and 8, another 8. I best returned by candlelight, and the mount be swift and the spurs be bright. How many huntsmen there have we? None of the holds dare come and see.
No, so King and Queen Ogion.
This is not a fellow royal, so
No,
to speak.
no. Maybe the keeper is one of them, but also
I have a sinking feeling that the keeper we just saw was
Well,
the Queen Ogion.
based on that, that's if this is some sort of rhyming prophecy, then those are just people that said it, not necessarily anyone that's not necessarily the one that's actually grabbing people.
All right, so what are we doing?
I'm hunting down a weapon that can kill them.
You're gonna need lots of cold iron.
Still
That's the
doing that?
objective. Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, unless
Both of you know.
unless anyone would like to try to fight a tank with a stick.
Yeah, not having cold iron is not a good plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm in. I'm not saying let's leave now and go fisticuffs with the tendril-legged. No, but
Right now we have no defense.
We might. There's one of them trapped on a trad.
Yeah, we don't know how to do that. That would be finding weapons that can hurt these things. Finding out how to do that.
here's the thing. This thing wouldn't have grabbed our Van Helsing killer if they didn't need them. That's where I think we should be going, because I don't think we need cold iron to kill that thing.
Well, we didn't before.
I don't think we will. Can it turn it into a keeper?
Or something similar to us. Or worse.
We can be killed by a lot less than cold iron.
It's true, yes, but none of us have been directly reinforced. We all broke free.
Weapons of cold iron are a good thing to be keeping
Cold
an eye
iron
out
is-
for in general.
Cold iron is not the only thing. The only thing that kills things like us. Trust
No,
me, I know.
it's
No,
not.
it's
But
not.
it's a good thing to keep an eye out for.
Sure.
Anybody who wants to can roll me intelligence and occult -1.
A big enough gun will generally kill anything with enough firepower, but having the specific.
Can I spend
weaknesses
willpower
is
on this?
useful.
I'm not talking about guns.
Sure.
Intelligence and what?
Occult -1.
Nope.
I would also like to spend a willpower on this.
Question, actually.
Yes.
One success.
Is this regarding how to kill changelings? Because I think I think I might be able to argue, based on my background and my durance, that I might not need to have a negative for this.
Okay. I can allow that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Would my Durance have given me bonus information
Yeah.
on this?
No, not in your case specifically. Only Megan's, honestly, out of everybody here.
One success.
Lark, Phage, Akujin. It's fairly certain, it's pretty much a universal, that the keepers have a weakness for cold iron. And there's been lots of it's mildly axiomatic if you spent any time in Changeling society that if you could kill a keeper, cold iron would be the way to do it. That being said, you have never heard of an actual occurrence of a true fae being killed. Even in stories, even in legends, it's always, now that you're thinking back on the stories that you've heard that aren't just human fairy tales, which tend to have a grain of history in them, but only a grain. Keepers may have been driven off or beaten, but never killed. Megan,
Mm-hmm.
Liz, 9 times out of 10 that a keeper is defeated or beaten in any significant way, it is never by force of arms. Their armies, their servants, sure. But the true fae, the keeper itself, you beat them obliquely. You trap them in pledges that conflict with each other. You find their weakness and exploit it. But even in that, you don't kill them. They're not destroyed. They're defeated. They're sometimes rendered powerless for a time or significantly reduced. These are not things you can kill. That you have ever heard of.
Fair enough.
All that means is that you got it. All that means is that someone hasn't tried hard enough.
I don't
to-
say
Why
that.
are you
I just.
Why are you insisting it's already summer?
I'm not.
You're acting like it.
Gestures at himself.
Look, I'm not saying that we need to. I'm not saying that we go after the keeper itself, but homie Mick serial killer. We take that off the board. We weaken the whole thing. and they're killable.
Oh, definitely.
What are you doing about them, though? With a capital T.
That's a real good question.
I hear Hawaii is nice this time of year.
I don't want to move.
I'm not feeling angry.
Any of you that feel like leaving are welcome to. I'm staying here.
They can be
Same.
trapped. We know they can be trapped. We've seen them. I think I saw one be trapped. You all remember that, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
Yes.
just don't know how.
We can look.
We can
Yeah, we
find
can-
out. The same way
So-
we can find out anything else.
Sunset
looking for
was-
answers on how to trap an archfey is the same thing as looking for cold iron. It is trying to arm yourself with answers.
Yep.
Liz, I'm not acting like it's summer. I'm looking at my strengths. I'm not going to figure out how to trap one of them. That's not my bit. You might. Lark might. Phage might. Not me. I'm going to grab the biggest hunk of steel I can find, preferably one that's going to hurt them, and I'm going to hit them till they stop moving. That's my bit. I don't want to have to be the one that does that, but I'm not going to find any other answers. I can't. That's you all.
I just think we need to focus on the one we know we can kill first.
Sure, absolutely.
While we agreed, figure out how to deal with the bigger problem, because we can't make that bigger problem not go away. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And we can't predict which one of them we'll have to deal with first.
Oh no, we can't predict, but we can force the issue.
Sure.
In any event, eyes on
we-
solutions all around. Cold iron's one of them. Traps for the archfey or the other. We
Do
need
we know-
we need answers to problems.
What 8 they're going after next? That would help with all of.
Well, at the
Well-
moment, it seems like mundanes to kidnap.
Or kill.
Well, how many?
But the world
how-
tilted
how
when
many-
that happened. It may have changed.
How many kills does the Van Helsing killer have?
I've been following this information. I believe I know
8.
that number. It was 8. Yeah.
All right. So
Was
The
it?
news
Was that
report
number
said
8
8.
at last count? Storyteller.
Last report you heard said 8. No way to know whether that's up to date or if there's some that the cops are keeping quiet.
I have to assume there's at least 9 then, because of the one that unless I interrupted, and I
and-
don't think that's the case.
No, it was definitely a body being disposed
Yeah.
of, and as far as you know, that one had not hit the news yet.
Yeah.
Probably still
And that
hasn't.
that was an in character statement too.
Yeah, you're fine.
So
8 bodies on the news.
plus
Right.
1 at least.
But we're talking about 8 cycles of 8. 8 bodies on the news, done. 8 kidnappings. We don't know how many have been taken. So, what else could they want other than killing mundanes, kidnapping mundanes?
8 recoveries.
Wait,
You guys have not gotten
If we're
a number
talking-
on
yeah.
on how many. You have no idea how many people
Yeah,
have been
exactly. No,
taken.
we have
we have
no
no
idea.
idea how many have been taken.
Yeah.
We know at
Akushin
least.
said.
Yeah,
Akushin
we
said
know at
we have
least
no idea.
one, maybe
I
2
see.
if you count. If you
We
count
know.
the killer
We know
themselves.
2.
if
We know 2 confirming. Yeah.
if we're talking 8 and 8, and it's 8 killings and 8 kidnappings, we are assuming. I am assuming that I walked in on a 9th, not walked in, but interrupted body disposal of the 9th killing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Which-
not insignificant.
it's
No.
not. And also, someone else interrupted the 9th killing as well. Might be someone trying to force the pattern to stay in place.
No, That body is dead. There was no interruption. That keeper could have interrupted at any fucking time that they wanted.
Mm.
They don't care about a ninth killing. Or they wanted it to happen.
Yeah. We don't know enough to say for certain, honestly.
No.
But
But if we're operating on the idea of murder, kidnapping, and a third thing, I would put money on the third thing being recoveries of existing changelings.
Jack,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Because I did not rewatch the last episode. And I did a lot of notes during that scene, but I did kind of stop at the description point of it and everything that was after, just because work stuff and so
Sure.
on. My memory is that it was insinuated, perhaps, that maybe I'm wrong with this. Now I'm doubting myself. Was it
I would ask Julia.
potentially insinuated that the keeper was taking the killer from someone else?
Go ahead and give me a retroactive wits and empathy. You are
Okay.
at a -2 for this.
Okay. And I can justify this narratively because
Truth
my brain is skim.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Jeremy, could you rearrange?
Just let me know I need to rearrange.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah. It goes up. Does that do it?
No.
Did I put it in the wrong spot? Because it should be in the right
No,
spot.
swap me and Julia.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Blah.
You said intelligence, wits, empathy.
Wits, empathy -2.
Okay.
You can spend willpower if you like on this, though.
I have no willpower left.
Oh god.
4.
Hey.
Well done.
I was laser focused at that particular moment for some reason. Can't imagine why.
With 4 successes, I'm going to give you a possibly skimmed over detail that might be occurring to Megan in this as well. The exchange, well, not really an exchange. It was more of a monologue to a paralyzed individual, but still,
Right.
The conversation between the Queen, for lack of a better descriptor, and the Van Helsing killer did have the tone that by stepping in, the keeper was redeploying this individual from a path that it was on,
Right.
to a path of the keeper's choosing now.
Correct.
Difficult to say whether you could infer that the Van Helsing killer was acting independently or acting at the auspices of something or
Of another keeper.
Right, of another keeper. Didn't seem to be particularly definitive on that. Just that you had your own ideas about what your goals were, but I'm taking you now, and now your goals are my goals.
Okay. That's it.
But with all this talk of
Yeah.
8s and stuff as well, you do suddenly recollect 4 arms with 6 fingers each.
24.
Right.
Just 3/8.
Might just be thematic. Might have purpose behind it. Hard to say.
Omi was killing for his own purposes. Their own purposes. Whatever that might be. Or was killing for someone else. I don't know. But I think this keeper is the 8s.
So then maybe the Van Helsing killings were just coincidence.
Was just a deranged person. Driven mad by the hedge.
By a random branch of the thorns, yeah.
Of no fault to anyone.
I'm gonna need a clarity roll from Alana.
I thought that was coming.
Go ahead
No
and roll me
fault of
3
anyone
dice.
at all.
3d10.
0 successes.
You escaped. You protected yourself. You danced your way to freedom. And then you found freedom. Or were you simply a messenger carrying a necessary implement that would start a domino chain of events that would open a door to true Fae coming back to Baltimore? You've heard that it's been a long time comparatively, since any reports of takings happened. There's been historically a weird resurgence of escapees finding their way here. Was this a haven of safety that a bunch of lucky changelings all managed to get back to, or was this a tactical, strategic effort by the gentry to see where all the freed fish swam to and then bring the nets back in to catch even more? Go ahead and roll me just your clarity rating.
Oh, right. I have to do a simple roll for that, don't I?
Yes, I believe so.
Simple roll. Number equals clarity.
1 success.
You manage to sort of stabilize that spiraling train of thought in your mind. Complicated questions, maybe to be answered later, or at least laid to rest and satisfied in your own mind and opinions. Whether or not a true solution to those questions can be found in any semblance of fact is up in the air. But
Lana is going to very wordlessly grab her coat, get up, and walk out.
Yoink, grab, stop.
Dexterity and athletics versus strength and athletics, I believe.
Gonna not grab, but impose while Megan is trying to grab. Or
I'm
interpose,
assuming
I
I'm
should
the
say.
strength.
You're the strength and athletics. Yep.
Okay.
Alana's the dex and athletics.
5 successes.
That girl is quick.
Whoosh.
With 5 successes is the difficulty. Stamina and athletics for Akajin to try and impose and halt.
Spending a willpower on this. Four successes.
With a dancer's grace, dodging past 2 attempted haltings, Alana maneuvers smoothly out between the bodies.
Walking out. So calling after her. Walking out by yourself in this situation is the worst idea you can have.
I am grabbing
swallowing.
the cool. I'm grabbing like the nearest. I'm assuming that there is. We have the regent nearby us, so I assume there is someone with a security walkie-talkie nearby.
Oh yeah.
I am snatching it from them and saying, "Stop the dancer who's trying to exit the place. This is important."
Go ahead and give me a presence and whatever social attribute you think goes with that. Social skill goes with that.
I'm gonna make a persuasion.
Okay.
And I need to see, because I am a Ferris, is there anything cool I can do with this? Yep, I will spend some glamour because
Okay.
why the hell not? I have all of 3, so I will spend 2.
Okay.
I could have spent glamour for Forge's endurance.
And I get 1. That's fine. I rolled like 7. I rolled a ridiculous number of successes on like 3 dice before.
It's true. You hear a couple clickbacks of acknowledgement, Megan.
Okay. I hand it back to whatever security person I snatched it from.
Right. And all right. Where is Alana heading?
She's literally just walking out and walking like 10 steps away from the door and just sliding down to the street,
Okay. Go out,
pulling her knees up to her chest.
turn the corner. And after a moment, you hear a door swing open and a heavy footfall on the stairs, bump, bump, down the sidewalk. And then a pair of reinforced combat boots stop about 5 feet away from you.
Lark was following after her.
Yes.
Okay. Lark, as you come out and hear Megan calling over the walkie,
Mhm.
you see a familiar figure that you recognize, member of Barnaby's motley, Sarah Bloodred, who works security here, heading out the door, probably 30 feet ahead of you, after towards where Alana likely departed through.
Okay. She's going to call after Sarah.
Okay.
Sarah?
The door has swung shut. She might have heard
she's-
you, but yeah.
yeah. She's following still. She's
Okay.
going out the door.
So Alana, if you look up, you see a muscle-bound female with a shock of red scarlet hair. There's a set of brass knuckles tucked into a pectoral pocket on her jacket, and just riddled with tattoos up both arms. Doing all right?
No.
Yeah. That's how that goes sometimes. You hear the click of a lighter. I like you, Springfolk, but the crash after the high is brutal for you bitches. You hear the door swing open again. Lark, you're coming out at this point. And you see the way the steps are built, you can't see Alana from this point, but you can see Sarah, who is not at all a easy figure to miss, smoking a cigarette down at somebody who's probably seated on the pavement, and you've got a pretty good idea of what's up.
Yeah. She's running over to them.
Okay. You hear feet come along. Meanwhile, back in the bar. What are the other 4
All
of
right,
you?
that's handled. For the moment. So
All right. So we go.
go ahead.
So we go our separate ways. We look for our information we look for what information we can find on the various angles that we're all interested in. With the goal here to be preparing somehow to deal with the 2 problems that are currently present to us. We have sucked so far at predicting what's happening next. So my thought is prepare for when shit gets bad. Because it's going
Sage?
to.
Sage?
Preparing for anything's about as valid an approach as we've got right now. I'm gonna be wrapped up to my fucking tits in keeping everyone in place and keeping everyone from freaking the fuck out over the next few days. So I'm probably going to be spending most of my time here in the commons. I got to keep people trying to do something rather than panicking.
I'm gonna
Distraction tactic. Got it.
I'm gonna go talk to Papa Sledge and War Dancer. If anyone has a lead on weaponry that we can look for, someone in Summer should know.
I'm gonna hunt down a serial killer.
Liz, do you think you can find out how to trap one of them?
I don't know.
Do you think
Can you at least
what's his name, library dude?
Hey,
Do you think he might be able to help?
he probably, yeah. I'll ask him.
If anyone can figure this out, Liz, it's going to be you and everyone that you work with. You have predicted a lot of big problems before. If you can figure out an answer, you might be able to get us out of this without too much trouble. I trust you on this.
Our strong points are in the fact that we can come at a problem from multiple different angles. Not that we all conform to one idea. In fact, as far as I recall, most of the time, none of us agree on our approach. But so long as we
no,
have,
because we're a multi-court
yeah,
fucking motley. Of course, we don't agree on anything.
but so long as we all have eyes on different angles, we'll all be ready to act when one of those becomes the more relevant one.
Lark.
Mhm.
Your feet hit the pavement and you scamper over to where Sarah's standing there, not looming over, but adjacent to Alana, who's seated but fetal on the pavement. Alana, you hear a familiar set of feet join Sarah.
Mark will
Oh,
run
okay.
over. She'll just wrap Alana in a hug.
I just needed a minute. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Here's the thought that all of this could be my fault. And I know Megan said no fault to anybody involved, but if I brought the weapon that's being used to kill people, then it's 1,000% my fault.
Look at me. It is not your fault. You didn't create the hedge. You didn't create the Fey world. There's some messed up stuff there. You just got wrapped up in it, none of which was your fault. Okay? She'll look up at Sarah. Could you give us a minute? I'll get her back.
Yeah, take your time.
All right, thank you.
She crushes out the cigarette on the side of the wall and walks back inside.
Do you need me to step away for a few moments?
No.
Okay. Do you need to go somewhere that isn't here?
I don't know. I feel like they're going to be upset. They're already going to be upset that I left.
No,
Mm.
don't worry about them. I'll worry about them, okay? What do you need?
We're going to pause here for just a moment. Alana, what was the conversation you had with Lark a couple days ago?
The conversation that she had with Lark was about asking Lark if she was serious about buying her the dance studio.
So you would have found Lark somewhere in the mansion, trying to figure out a good time to bring up. It's always awkward to ask somebody after the fact, hey, you made me an offer. Was that real? How would Alana have approached that?
I think she's awkward enough that she'd probably just ask directly at some point. So she'd probably find her whenever they're eating dinner one of the nights, just look across the table at her. So, the other day when we were talking about the day of the coronation, when we were going shopping, and I said I needed a space to practice, and you
Mhm.
offered to buy me a studio. Were you being serious, or were you just being
Being what?
I don't know.
I don't really joke a lot, so yeah, I was being serious. Do you need a studio?
I'd like one.
Okay.
Sorry, I never really liked asking for things growing up. I was never mind. Okay. I'd yeah, if you're willing, I'd love a studio.
Yeah. I'll look for some places and you and I can look them over together, okay?
Okay.
And pick which one is most comfortable for you.
With that sort of objective in mind, Lark, would you be going a more traditional, hey, we'll talk to a realtor sort of route? Or would you be looking to just handle it as efficiently as possible? Because you got kind of a branching path here.
Handle it as efficiently as possible, I think.
You know who to call. His name's Abercrombie.
He is the best character in this whole campaign.
Yeah,
So we
you
can
know,
say
she hasn't used him or bothered him.
he's loved it.
Okay, so she's gonna call him, but she's gonna call him at like 7 in the morning.
Okay.
Because as I recall, he sleeps really late.
That's a safe assumption. Yeah.
I remember when she called to tell him about Adele's death, like
Right.
Yep.
it was like 9 or 10, and yeah, he was not happy.
In
Right.
fairness, I'm pretty sure that's just keeping up with like tradition because I feel like Adele would have 100% called him like at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning
yes,
as a
no.
rule.
Adele, who as a rule herself was never out of bed before noon, when she had to call Abercrombie, set a 6-hour ahead of time alarm in order to do so out of
100%.
principle. So yeah, it rings about 12 times, goes to a voicemail box that is full. Rings another 12 times, goes to a voicemail box that is full. And then on the 8th ring, on the 3rd call, you hear,
Wake up.
what
I need your
Time
help.
is it?
It doesn't matter. I need your help.
Matters to me. Fuck.
I pay you. Wake up.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm awake.
I'm trying to get a dance studio.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I want to purchase for a friend. I need wake up, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want a dance? You want to host a dance?
No, I want a dance studio. I want to purchase one
Okay.
for a friend.
Okay.
I need to know what's available around here and I want to do it quickly.
Okay. Who's your name? Friend's name? Who?
Her name is Alana.
No, I mean on the papers.
Wait, what?
Whose name goes on the papers?
Oh, Alana.
All right. So you're footing the bill, but it's going under her name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love him so much.
It's great.
All right. I can cheap.
No. Nice.
Cheap for you.
I think everything's cheap for me. So
That's why I like you. Yeah. All right. Something fast.
fast would be good. Yes.
All right. Yep. Give me a week.
Okay. Thank you.
Murder?
What?
Do you care if anybody's been murdered in it?
Yes, I care.
All right. Well, not as cheap.
It doesn't have to be cheap.
Matt,
I want
murder's
it.
fast.
In fairness, he's not saying murder people and take them.
Yeah, he's just saying
just
that there
saying
had been a murder in the
If
building.
there's a
That-
previously.
no,
dance studio
that's
that's had a
what I'm-
murder in it.
She has already had to deal with ghosts. I am not getting her a haunted dance studio. We are not doing
Why
this.
not? It's consistent with the
It's
theme.
gonna screw her up even more. We're
We're
not
not-
doing this.
Hey,
Do not
you
get
want-
the traumatized person to haunted dance studio.
Yes.
No, get the. Okay, fine.
Because yeah,
Boring.
call or email.
Whatever is easier for you.
What's your email?
Rattles off. You can also text me.
All right. This phone doesn't text.
Oh,
That's 100% a lie.
No, I'm pretty sure it's true.
No, it's very true. He doesn't keep a written record of anything he can possibly help. He's a cheap
Yeah.
lawyer.
It's not
You
that the
write
phone
it
doesn't
down,
have
it
the
might be
cap-
admissible in court.
Again,
It's not that the phone model doesn't have the
That-
capability. It's that he has removed the ability for the phone to text from the setting. He probably jailbroken it if need be to make sure it cannot receive or send text.
All right. Yep. Find something.
something that people haven't been killed in.
Yeah.
Something in a good area.
Like Chicago?
No, like an area where a serial killer won't walk in and kill you.
Definitely
I
not
mean-
Chicago.
All right. I mean, how motivated a serial killer?
like a 5.
An averagely motivated serial killer.
All right. Yeah.
He is the best.
Okay.
I
Bye.
love this
Click.
NPC. This is great.
He is legitimately the best.
Oh, it's great.
Between Jeremy, between him and the gas station attendant in the Thursday game.
Listen, I love
You
the
just-
gas station
You
attendants.
just love NPCs that don't give a shit.
Right, because they're the best.
Excellent. So,
She'll tell Alana, give her about a week, or give her lawyer about a week, and then we can harass him more, and that's where it gets fun.
fast forwarding back to the present then. What do you need? Do you need anything? Has been asked to Alana.
I don't know.
What do you need right now? Do you need to be here? Do you need to be back at the house or somewhere else?
Well, I don't want to be alone at the house because then things happen.
You would not be alone at the house. Also, I'm really, really sorry about not telling you about that.
It's okay.
Things were happening fast, and I was going to tell you about it.
I know.
I didn't expect
I-
you to have an encounter as soon as you moved in.
That makes two of us. I'm not upset. It's fine. Do ghosts usually leave a puddle of blood on the floor when they leave?
Yeah, can you tell me what exactly happened there?
So I admittedly, no, this is before I got drunk because I got drunk because of the thing. So I went upstairs because I heard a TV click on, which should have been my first warning to just get out of the house. But I went upstairs and there was the news broadcast about the serial killer, and after they said how many victims there were, it turned off, and I saw somebody behind me in the reflection, and I turned around and I saw a tall, thin woman with gray corpse-like skin, long black hair.
Yeah, no, I know who you saw.
And she pointed to the TV, and then she turned into a puddle of blood and was gone. And I
Okay.
turned around, and
So did she turn into the puddle of blood? Or is it something she left behind?
Jack,
These are important questions.
Both of you give me kind of retroactive wits and composure rolls.
okay.
Puddle of Blood is my Puddle of Mud cover band.
There you go.
Specifically, Puddle of Blood is my a G.G. Allen fronted Puddle of Mud cover band.
0 successes for me.
Alana, you specifically remember ghost, vanish, blood, run into the next room, cleaner, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Clean carpet. Weird thing with trying to take a photo and it not going through correctly, apparently. That's what you remember. Lark, it kind of got glossed over because of everything else that had happened. As you're considering having been in your house the last several days, there is nowhere that you can think of where, like, if there was a puddle of blood on the carpet, there would at least be like an outline or something, even if you clean it, at least until you either replace the carpet or get like a professional cleaning crew in. None of your carpet is like that upstairs.
There's no blood upstairs.
Changeling magic, if she was like a wizened drudge or something, maybe could have just done it herself. You don't know if that's inside of Alana's capabilities, though.
I very specifically remember blood and then having to clean it up. And
I believe you. I'm trying to get as much information as I can, because Barnaby tells me that changelings can't leave ghosts. And I'm not sure what's going on here.
And also,
Because
ghosts
I'm
We need to
not
leave
the only
Barnaby
one that's-
alone in the house.
We leave Barnaby alone in the house. I'd rather not.
Look, Barnaby's nice and all, but he has a terrible habit of leaving the milk out on the counter.
That's funny because Lark never keeps milk in our house.
Which is probably why Lark hasn't really noticed it up until now.
I mean, we're all seeing things and hearing things that we aren't real. And is this normal? Am I?
This is normal for us.
Normal.
Yeah, thank you. You're a little faster than me on the uptake on that.
I don't think you're seeing things. Because I've seen her too, and so is Liz.
maybe you're all seeing things.
Shared psychosis.
Meanwhile, back inside. Liz,
Changelings. We literally all have a
Yeah.
shared psychosis.
what's your plan with everything that you've been presented with in the last hour?
Is basically to go ask Tag. Also, she is wondering about trying to go take a look at the trapped fae that we saw, and or she hasn't decided yet. Asking Sunset Blue about it again, because I think we had brought it up to her and she had kind of like said, don't mess with that. And that, as far as I recall, that was the end of that conversation. It kind of got looped into the whole Winter War situation.
Yeah.
And that sort of.
But now she's not in charge anymore.
She does want to take a look at the because Megan had written down like a description, I think.
Yes.
She's like pulling that paper over and taking a look while other people are talking.
If we can get a good sketch artist, I can confirm details from what's written, but I believe I was not good at the drawing of.
You weren't. Both of you go ahead and roll me intelligence and occult as well. Liz, you have a +1 to this.
Okay.
Oh. Also,
3.
as a reminder, Mara, Liz wanted to talk to Oxygen at some point.
Yeah.
It does occur to both of you as you're sort of trying to reconstruct an image here that you guys have a tool, because sketch artists are all well and good, but they're also historically and very bad at accuracy and actually getting things right, just from description to paper. But shared dreaming, there's a level of creativity that you could utilize.
For the record, Jeremy was fully aware of that.
I figured Jeremy was fully
But
aware.
Oh,
somebody's
okay.
been trying to avoid that option.
I
Sure.
see.
Yep. But now both your characters are
Yep.
textually aware of it
Aha.
as well.
Yep.
I
It says nothing.
Right.
That's on you.
It's almost like someone doesn't want to relive that moment.
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know me.
we could maybe look closer at it if
Ow.
through dreams. I think I'm good at it.
Sure, let's do it.
have-
What do we need to do?
Fall asleep. I need to be next to you.
All right. She legitimately just uncaps the bottle and starts drinking.
I'm glad Alana's not there.
Now, Liz,
Oh, yeah.
more than one pair of people can share the same drink.
Ooh, okay. I did
You
not
can
know
try
this.
and you could try and get the whole motley there if you wanted.
Maybe all of us.
I'm sorry, what?
I can pull people with. Let everyone step through.
Listen, I love y'all. Like, unreservedly. But I'm letting one person into my deepest, darkest dreams, and that is it right now.
Are you saying you don't want me in your sleeping hours?
Fuck off, Akajin.
I'd like to use a contract on Nakajin.
Okay.
Witch's intuition from Fleeting Autumn.
All right.
I will curb stomp you in the next week.
The catch is if the subject does not know the character's name. Akujin does not know Lys's true name. Does that count or
No, not in this
True.
case.
no worries? I will pay a
Yeah.
glamour then.
Doesn't say specifically true name.
Yeah,
So if
it's not
if,
capitalized.
right, if the subject knows anything that might be
You
considered
answer-
Lys's name.
You answer
Yeah.
to Lys. I know Lys.
Uh-huh. Yep.
All right. What is Akujin's composure rank?
3.
3. All right. Wits plus
Darn, yeah.
weird minus 3. You can spend willpower.
Okay. Wits and weird.
Let me take a look at modifiers here.
I
You do
do
get a
share
plus
a
1 because
pledge.
you do share a motley pledge with the target.
Sweet.
Yep. Is Lys looking for anything specific?
Lys is looking for what scares Akujin because he is not given any indication of what scares him, and that's annoying her right now.
Okay. Is she looking for his greatest fear? Is she just looking for something?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I love it.
in
I'm
there.
so excited.
Real deep in there.
This will require some. Okay, go ahead and take as many. You're at a -1.
Okay.
Which is countered by the +1 for the pledge.
Mhm.
If you want to give yourself more penalties to try and get into things like hidden fears and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think
an-
I would.
Overall,
Okay.
-3 right now.
Yeah. -3. I'll
Oh,
spend a
no.
willpower to make it flat.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a roll. If there's a success, Sen, we need Akujin's deepest, darkest fear, even
I
if
already
it's
know what it is.
hidden from himself.
I already know what it
sounds
is,
good.
and he knows what it is. too.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right.
Oh, I picked the one that's like that Akujin hides even from themselves.
So this
That
is going to
did
have
not
to be
roll it.
meta knowledge from the player because
Yeah.
Okay.
this is something that if Akujin was confronted by it, would abjectly terrify him, but he doesn't even think about it most of the time. He might not even be personally aware that this is something.
Lys,
that
the
would...
image that you get is Akujin standing amidst the corpses of the motley, with
Okay.
your blood on him.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because
that's
That's real fair.
Because his greatest the greatest fear that he's aware of is the demon version of him that y'all fought during the Winter War. That we all fought during the Winter War.
Mhm.
His greatest subconscious fear is that he is still that demon.
Mhm.
Yep.
That he actually is what his keeper was making him to be.
Yeah.
To an extent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or alternately being captured by the keeper and made to do it anyway.
So
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, but context is wibbly. But yeah, like the image of him standing amidst the corpses of all of you with him very clearly having been the one to kill you.
Okay. All right. Having done that, conversation with Megan. Where do you want to go to sleep?
On the floor.
Don't give a
right
fuck.
here.
Hops up like legitimately. She's like, don't give a fuck. We've got enough people here, and she hops up on the bar.
Oh, okay.
Megan stretches out on the bar like she's at her own wake. Mhm.
If it needs more privacy, that's fine. But we're here. We're now. Let's fucking do it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I picked up like a bowl of pretzels so that Megan didn't knock them over. And then once Megan lays down, I just put the bowl of pretzels like on Megan's stomach.
No.
Because counter space.
It's a big bar.
Yeah, and they were here first.
Literally nobody's here anymore.
Gesturing towards the bowl of pretzels.
Yeah, the bowl of pretzels were here first.
Whack! Across the room.
That's just wasting food.
It's still edible. 10-second rule. Anyways, what do you need? You need me asleep.
Yeah.
You know, I would be impressed that you could sleep on the bar, but then I've seen you sleep in worse places.
Let's pretend this is, I was going to say, let's not pretend this is the most uncomfortable place I've ever fallen asleep.
She's gonna start shaking off her jacket and hand it to you for your head.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And I will, in my fairly drunk state at this point, because I feel like I polished off another quarter of the bottle.
Would it help you fall
Try to
asleep?
go to sleep.
Would it help
And
you fall
hopefully
asleep?
not vomit underneath this and choke on it.
Would it help you fall asleep if we all stared at you?
I mean, if you want to be a voyeur, you go right ahead. I don't kink shame.
Go away.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm trying to go to
Option
sleep.
leaves.
Okay. Resolve and composure for Megan.
Get. Can I get bonus dice for being really intoxicated?
I'll give you a 2 for that.
All right. You're not so shockingly being disciplined, not her best thing.
Roll it again. Let's see
We
how
may
long this
need
takes.
we may need to get oxygen back here to knock me unconscious.
I thought you were
That's
going to
not
ask him to do that
sleeping.
first. Like,
Actually, maybe Phage.
wham.
It's not actually sleeping. It's different.
It's just brain trauma.
There we go.
That's not sleep. That's just trauma.
It's an
Are you saying
uncomfortable
that
bar.
a changeling's dreams aren't trauma themselves? Because have I got some news for you?
No.
But after about an hour, you manage to drift off, despite being on your back with no blanket on top of a hard, flat surface that has zero give or comfortableness to it.
Yep.
But you're drunk, so that helps.
Yep.
I can fall
Meanwhile.
asleep sitting up on camera, so I don't.
Wits and composure for Liz. You also have to spend a glamour because you're going into another changeling's dreams.
Okay. Even though I think because I looked at where's that one again? Dream is somewhere. Some
Contracts
touch-
of Dreams start on page 124.
I found it.
Okay.
Oh, also, Jack, I'm heading towards the fort.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I am with forging the dream, if I am standing or sitting beside their subject, touching both of our temples, I don't have
Oh
to
yeah,
spend
no,
it.
you won't have to pay glamour to do forging the dream if you decide to do
Okay.
that while you're there.
Okay.
But this is just
Gotcha.
penetrating somebody else's dreams effectively.
Okay. Wits and composure. There's a glamour. I'm rapidly spending the ones I just got. It's good.
Look, you can do some real cool shit, but you got to pay the price for it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 3 successes.
Excellent.
I'm in.
Well, you're most of the way in.
Yeah.
You're beginning to zero in over that first half hour on Megan's sleeping mind. Takes 4 successes total to get in.
Oh, okay.
You can go ahead and roll it once more. You've already spent the glamour, so you don't need to do that again.
Okay.
But another wits and composure roll to get that
There we
last success. Megan, all changelings are lucid dreamers. 201.
That's fair.
Where does Liz land?
I think right now, knowing, particularly knowing the situation, knowing that she was going to sleep for this specific reason, she is dropping directly into that clearing.
Okay. Right there on the Stony Run Trail.
There is no fucking around with this right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a I'm gonna say wits. No, not wits. Intelligence and composure then.
Okay.
To sort of set the scene.
More roles that I'm good at. I won.
It's a little representative.
I will take that for 4
you,
dice.
Right. You didn't build the full details, but yeah, no, the trail is there.
No.
The woods are there. There's the torn up bit where the body was being starting to be buried.
Honestly, I feel like in this case, the thing that matters is the thing that Megan has the most detail on anyways. Because it's all that's really occupying her mind right now.
Yep. And yeah, so she's begun crafting the image of the true Fae as well.
Yep.
Okay. So Liz, you blink your consciousness open effectively and find yourself in a wooded area, a running trail, probably about 50 feet off to one side. And there's a half-buried corpse. Very representative. Megan did not get a good look at the body.
Yeah. It sort of pixels out.
But it's definitely a dead body. But looming at a height of about 10 or 11 feet tall, this abstract, surreal, horrific figure dressed in royal wardrobe. And would Megan have been keeping it frozen or actively trying to give it a little bit of semblance of life?
I feel like even if she's not conscious, like I don't feel like she's consciously creating this. Even
She's
as a
letting
dreamer,
the memory.
This is the entirety of what's in her mind right now.
Okay.
So it is just reliving that moment.
It's not entirely like a looping animation, but there's a constant, repeated moment that seamlessly blends in frame by frame, as it were, where it's not there, but this this complete figure, imposing, terrifying, imperious in the extreme, 4 arms with 6 fingers at the end of each hand, several sets of teeth, the eyes staring out, cold and piercing, strange fluctuations and maneuvering of the skirts, signifying that there is definitely more than 2 legs under there, but still built kind of in that upright walking with a common origin point.
Mm-hmm.
Off-putting in the extreme, but with that unconcealable measure of power and inscrutability that the gentry tend to carry with them. And you're seeing what Megan saw.
Okay. I'm going to watch it play through a couple times to try and get every detail that I can off of this.
Okay. What you are experiencing so far is a brief snapshot, a moment. Megan, do you try and recreate the entire experience?
Probably.
Okay. Give me an
I
intelligence and
don't- yeah,
resolve,
like-
then. You can spend willpower
Well-
on this if you have it.
Oh, she did. No, I am willpowerless.
Okay. I will give you a
Um,
+1 because of the
I-
intensity of the experience.
Yeah, I don't know that she is, honestly. I don't
Okay.
feel like right now, however much she's trying to be proactive, psychology mom, I don't know however much she is trying to be proactive outside of her mind. I don't know that she's in control of anything inside. So it
Okay.
is just whatever. So it is. I think it's just like it's probably just like a 3D like a 3D image.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she's capable of much more than that right now.
Okay. So you just get this snapshot. Liz.
Okay.
Granted, the other dude is there, the killer is there as well because it's part of the snapshot.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you also see this dressed in ragged clothes, hoodie with the hood up, left arm with this weird wooden spike coming out of it, broken off to a jagged point,
Mm-hmm.
frozen in place.
I want to circle like my awareness because if I'm recalling,
You're
I'm
in the
not
space.
here.
You can literally just walk around. This
Okay.
is This is like having a whole bunch of mannequins set up in front of you,
Got it.
Yeah.
but in a 3-dimensional space that you can just wander.
I'm
Yep.
going to circle around and see if there is anything that basically it's not likely, but anything that Megan has in here that she was not like something she was picking up that her subconscious picked up
Right.
and is not like was not in her narrative, was not in any of her descriptions, things like that. Like I'm trying to see
Give
if there's
me
anything
an
extra.
intelligence and investigation, then. Do you have any specialties there?
I do have a specialty in dreams.
Oh, hey.
I think that applies.
That would definitely apply here.
I got a +1 here. 2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes you notice. Focused on the Fae or the killer?
Gosh, I have to choose. I think the Fae, because they are the bigger threat and they are the one who is going to be directing this killer. And
Okay.
Liz is more concerned about that.
It's not so much that Megan's subconscious or senses picked up on something that her brain wasn't able to produce or communicate. In fact, this is a fact that I don't think Megan shared with anybody. But, Liz, you get a sense of familiarity off of this true fae. You have encountered this being before. You're certain of it. You don't know when or where, whether it was in Arcadia or somewhere else, or if you caught it out of the corner of your eye in the street, but the magic of the weird kept you from noticing it at the time, or what.
Clarification.
I did briefly say that at the opening of the episode.
Okay.
I think it mostly got missed because
Got
of
missed
everything.
or glossed over. Yep. But
am I getting Megan's sense of that, or
no,
am
you
I
are getting
mine?
yours. You,
Oh, that's
Liz,
disturbing. Okay, I don't like
have
that.
encountered this entity somehow in some means or way before.
Okay, that's disturbing. Ah, like to tap Megan on the shoulder. Say hi.
It's Queen Gracie come back.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I mean, you've been aware of Liz here the entire time. Megan.
Aware.
You might be
mean-
busy concentrating on your own thing. I feel like that's very valid.
Aware, yes, but I feel like she is stuck in this moment.
Sure.
Like,
Well,
if you
this is a moment where you were paralyzed and could not act and were magically inhibited from really anything.
Yep. Like, there is a brutal mix of emotions on her, and she's just frozen.
Can
I
make
don't
an
think
insight
consciously
check?
she can get out of this currently in this dream.
Wits and empathy, yeah.
Yeah. I want to see how much Liz is picking up of that.
I'm not gonna roll because I don't think you can avoid
Okay.
you. I don't think there's anything you can do to dissemble.
Yeah.
I mean, it terror the way that hasn't been that she hasn't shown before.
Okay. Yeah.
Like basically everything that you would expect someone who has encountered something like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like everything that she's trying to pretend that she's not experiencing on the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
It is fully here.
So when I tap you on the
She
shoulder, you
is
don't respond.
deeply fucked up.
And Liz, you're suddenly confronting the concept that, especially as a member of the Autumn Court, fear is something that you live and breathe on a regular basis. And there's a common principle that's frequently voiced that the more you know about something, the less scary it is.
Mm-hmm.
And what is frequently the most terrifying is the unknown. That is significantly, but not entirely true. The most scary thing is when you know something just a little bit.
That's fair.
Because if you have no conception of something, it can be very terrifying. But when you know the sort of things that something is capable of, but not the full extent of its power, its influence, its reach, and its venality and horror and incomprehensibility, that's when shit gets real fucking scary.
Okay.
And that likely is probably fairly akin to what Megan's going through right now.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Akajin, you're headed down to the fort.
Yep. He walked out. He walked out of the club, lit a cigarette as he went, got on his bike, and took off.
All right. Would Alana and Lark have departed, or would they be just camped out on the sidewalk, or what?
Depends on what Alana would want to do.
I think you're
I
muted.
want to go
muted.
back to the house.
All
Should
right.
want to go back to the house. Okay, then Lark would text probably just group chat
Mhm.
and
Right.
ask if someone can give Liz a ride back to the house if Liz wants to come back to the house.
All right. So that's out in the water whenever it's needed. So yeah. Akajin, you come out to an empty sidewalk, light your cigarette, grab your wheels, and head south.
Alana is also going to text Megan to come over later.
Okay. Who is Akajin
No
looking
immediate
for?
response.
I'm looking for a war dancer and pop sledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you
Either
get
or.
down, right, knock on the door of the little outbuilding there. There's a faint pulse of energy as whoever's inside pulls it open. Yeah, Akajin, how's it going?
Who answered the door?
This would be pulling up my list of people. Mary Fleet.
Hey, Mary. War dancer, pop sledge.
War Dancer's downstairs, I know. Sledge, I haven't. I got on post like about a half an hour ago. He might not be in yet.
Cool. I'll hold out my pack of cigarettes towards smoke.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tucks it
I'll
behind
head
her ear.
Head inside.
You go downstairs and you can hear the clack, 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 clack of kendo sticks. And in one of the offshoots rooms, you can see War Dancer in there with Anima, who is a member of Barnaby's Motley. They're just trading blows back and forth, going through forms and sparring.
Could I estimate relative sword skill between myself and the two of them while I'm walking in, based on how they're fighting?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and weaponry.
That is not a roll you make often.
Not frequently, no.
Does my weapon specialty in swords apply?
Yeah.
That's just one extra, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 successes.
6 successes. How many dots in weaponry does Akajin have?
3.
3?
I also have 2 dots in a sword related fighting style.
Gotcha. You can't really tell specialties in this case. But just in basic ability to handle a melee weapon, you'd say War Dancer's probably a little better than you are. And let me look up Anima's ranking because I don't remember. There she is. Anima's not quite as good as you are. This is definitely like a training sparring where War Dancer is trying to bring Anima up to speed and give her some pointers.
Yep. Yeah, I will walk into view but not interrupt and sort of lean on this wall.
They go through a series of blows that you can identify as a disarming prep. And you can see that War Dancer is taking the role of, all right, you're going to, if you conduct this right, you'll knock my blade out of my hands. And Anima does a few quick strikes. The tip of the kendo stick slides down, bends between a pair of wrists, and there's a twist. And the War Dancer's weapon goes spiraling through the air. It's a quick and clean disarm, very well executed, which is, of course, slightly undercut as War Dancer goes into a tumble, ends up on the other side of the ring, and catches it just before it hits the ground. But it was pretty well executed. And then she stands up, gives Anima a traditional bow, and then looks over to you. So, what do we got?
Based on things that I might have missed has War Dancer been updated on the ongoing situation?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
Messages were sent out
Okay.
with the keeper. Yeah, the keeper
So-
sighting and that sort of thing.
so-
Yeah.
You've been notified of the latest sighting?
Mm-hmm.
So looks like two of our threads have twined together. According to Megan, they've appropriated the serial killer that's been going around.
Yep.
Were a human. They were a mundane, but with a bit of the hedge stuck in their arm.
Interesting. Hey, Foxtail, take a walk. I'm going to talk with Nakajin here, all right? Get some water. Anima kind of grins and steps back with a little bit of a wry grin.
I raised my cigarette at them like a toast.
She sticks her tongue out at you and heads off to the other room. War Dancer grabs a towel and starts stripping off some of the sweat on her body. Okay. So
We got a couple of
We have-
different. Go ahead.
no, if we've got plans or if you've got suggestions.
We've got a couple of different texts that people are looking into. Some looking into. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you? There was a one of them caught in a trod, and I'll list off the trod where we had found them. Looked like they were,
Rollins.
yeah,
Hmm.
looked like they were stuck in some sort of loop. Although the more you looked at them, the more they became aware.
So the rumors are true.
We're not sure exactly who stuck them there, but
Okay.
we're looking into how that happened, seeing if we can replicate it.
Well, I mean, yeah, whatever breadcrumbs led you to that, whatever details you can pull, if there's a tactical deployment or something that works that kind of magic.
And then simultaneously, I'm looking into cold iron.
Aren't we all?
I figured if anybody had a lead, it'd be either you or Sledge, so came to check and see if you knew anything.
I mean, we're the ones who are nominally in charge. But no, Bill is who you want to talk to, probably. And Bill Squires
Bill
is,
Squires.
yeah. He is the smith,
Yeah.
which would make sense. He does most of the crafting, manages the majority of armaments and that sort of thing. If anybody actually knows where you can find some, Bill would be. He keeps himself pretty darn well informed. Plus, being up there with Barnaby, that gives him an in on all the secrets that Autumn might have access to as well. So
See you
got
around?
him coming and going. I think he's back in the smithy. If you want to pop in there and check.
Yeah, go take a look. We don't know. We have no idea yet what angle we're going to end up having to defend against. So we're just trying to cover all our bases.
Forearmed is forearmed.
Yep. I
All
will
right.
offer her a smoke before I head out.
She will take one. You have never seen this woman smoke in her life, but she always takes cigarettes when they're offered.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because that shit's valuable.
Look, this is
It's a currency.
I just get the feeling that Summer trades amongst themselves in cigarettes.
If any of you have ever seen that one episode of The Orville, you know what I'm talking about. But that is where we're going to take a break for a bit then and come back and see what else you guys can pursue and discover in the meantime.
All right. Those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story. Or a Macaulay story, depending.
A
All right.
werewolf story.
So,
I don't know.
Liz and Megan are having
Mhm.
a communal dream in the commons. Lark and Alana have headed back to the mansion. Akujin is headed down to Fort McHenry to talk to Bill Squires about cold iron. And Phage, you're sitting there watching two of your unconscious motley mates near the bar, and your phone rings.
Phone rings.
Yep.
Look at it.
It's your girlfriend.
Pick it up. Hey there, love.
Hey, so some potential good news of a very inconsequential level. All of my friends love the Night Gallery and want to know when we can come party again.
Do I know how often the night gallery is open to the public?
Usually 2 or 3 times a week.
2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, at minimum. I mean, the point of it is, hey, here's a place where everybody can come in and have a shot at harvest if you need it, you know?
Yeah. Usually it's running at least every couple of days a week. So
Okay. Well, would Friday night be okay tomorrow to stop by?
do I know if that's one of the open nights?
Yeah. No, there's definitely something set for this weekend.
Doesn't
All
Paige-
3 nights in a row.
Doesn't Paige know the schedule of the night gallery?
She's not a changeling.
Yeah, but like she's there almost every time it's open.
Yeah, she is, because she makes phone calls like this to check.
Right.
Phage looks over at the schedule that's pinned behind the barkeep. That's pinned behind the bar, and is like, "Yep, looks like we've got stuff going on this whole weekend."
Awesome. Okay. Is it okay to bring friends, or are we keeping things quiet? Okay, cool. Because yeah, Melissa and Regina have people they want to share, because you know, when you're the person introducing all of your friends to the club, you're the cool person who knew about it beforehand.
Uh-huh.
There is no way this can go wrong.
Well, good. Okay. And
Everything will be fine once
I
we start
think-
our rub a bit of cold iron on the wrist of every mundane that comes through program.
right.
See if they react.
Sure. That's how that works. And you then there's a bit of you hear her kind of tapping her fingers. Tonight's date night, right? Take out food, pledge stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, time had been flying so far by, I'd forgotten that was coming up tonight.
Okay, no, that's fine. If you do, we want to just go somewhere simple?
That sounds lovely.
Hot sauce?
Actually, that sounds great. Hot
Awesome.
sauce
Okay.
hot sauce usually has not only stuff that I like, but enough food for me.
Right? It helps to know the right people, especially when you're in charge. Okay. Oh, and somebody's coming down our wing. Oh God, what's this councilman fucker one? Anyway, okay, I better run. But where should it? Do we want to? Let's ride over. I can either meet you at the apartment, or if you're somewhere else, I can just
I'll head to the apartment. What time do you get off work?
about an hour and a half.
I'll head over to the apartment run then.
Okay, cool. See you tonight.
Bye.
Click.
I could really use that relaxation after all of this fucking shite. She says as she puts the phone down.
Rhyme, who is kind of basically just doing, oh, the queen's here, somebody should keep eyes out, as common security, and also the individual whose radio Megan lifted a little while ago, just kind of gives you a mildly sympathetic nod. It's weird to get a sympathetic nod from an elemental snowskin, but she manages somehow. And then just posts up in a corner and keeps an eye on the surroundings. You get the idea that she's had to watch over sleeping people at the night gallery before. Changelings do what changelings do. So she doesn't seem to be particularly put out. Is Phage going to stay here as well, or is she off to take care of anything else business-wise?
She mostly is being a stabilizing influence on literally all of Changeling society right now. So
Okay.
she's just gonna stay around until time comes that she needs to head back to the apartment.
All right.
I've
In the
changed-
dream,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
what else is happening here?
I would like to try and do something.
Okay.
There is a thing in dream writing where you can try and do some psychotherapy to sort of like mellow things out. This is going to is because Megan seems to be stuck in this loop, and that's terrifying, and she doesn't want to like simply just like try and blot that out for her, but she wants to try and like dampen the basically how often this is repeating, or like how intensely this is repeating, like how loud this is repeating.
Okay. So you're actively
What a blur.
doing
what
the
a blur everything.
psychotherapy
Yeah.
attempt. Okay.
Yes.
Let me check and see one thing.
Yeah.
I will need Megan, because I don't think we actually made this roll, so we're doing things a little out of order. I will need Megan to roll wits and resolve.
Alrighty.
Just
Not
flat.
my worst roll.
Okay.
2.
All right. So this is an intensity 2 dream. So as you attempt your psychotherapy, unless you're planning on sleeping for a full 8 hours here with Megan, this is not going to have the full effect per se, but you can still make the roll for the time that you're in this dream.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of depends on how long Megan is sleeping, basically, I think.
Wits and empathy plus weird, -2.
Okay. -2. You know what? I want to try and push this. I'm going to use spend a willpower to get an exceptional success on that.
You don't have that token with you when you're in a dream.
Oh, dang it.
That's
okay,
on your
can't
body.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I get one.
I have to balance that thing a little bit.
I got a success.
Right. Megan, you feel a level of resolve and calm somehow mitigate the intensity of the emotional stress that you are currently under.
Okay.
Liz, if you had to describe how the dream changes, what would it be that you're actively doing here to
that effect in when you like zoom in and out at the same time, so like there is visually distance
right
between
the Hitchcock
her
effect.
Yeah.
I know there's a term for it, but that's just what I call it.
I know I
right
learned it in high school. It's completely gone now.
Yeah, no, it's dolly zoom.
That's it. Yes,
yeah,
zoom.
that's it.
Yep. Yeah,
Hitchcock effect.
But it's the Hitchcock.
So
it's the Hitchcock.
feels
shot.
like distance.
It's also known as a Zali.
Potentially with kind of like leaving an image of Megan there so that you're like looking at yourself from a distance kind of thing too.
Huh. Okay.
But this weird shifting of perspective, Megan, somehow functionally gives your psyche a level of threat reduction to access. to where this is something that you are now observing from the outside. You're not in the moment.
I'm not
You're
living it
watching the
over.
moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not massive, it's not dramatic, but it's enough
Right.
of an alteration where you can sort of step outside of your emotional stress for a bit.
Okay. So I feel like then in the dream, Megan just legitimately sidesteps and is still there, but is also next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow. That was weird.
Sorry, you just
No, no, it's good. It's good. Yep.
I know her.
Yes. It's familiar to me too. I don't can't say I know, like I don't have a name to put to it or
Me either.
anything like that, but yeah, they're familiar.
It feels like it might be important. I don't know though.
Well, that's also here's the thing is maybe you can tell. I'm not sure. Is it that we know them or we know that feel because maybe we know somebody that they created.
Would I have any
'Cause
idea on that?
It sounds, both of those sound like viable concepts.
Okay.
You don't have enough information to where you could easily choose between them,
Yeah.
though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're Ian, we legitimately subsist off emotion and essence and I think you can agree there is a lot of that coming off this. And it might be something I don't know if I've encountered this person or if I've encountered somebody that they affected and their vibe, for a better word, lack of a term, is hanging off of.
Did they seem like they knew you?
I don't know. They looked at me and they recognized that I was there and they smiled, but I don't know that they recognize. Why would they?
Why didn't
I'm
they
at least moderately certain that's
Why-
not mine.
why didn't they take you right then? Is why I'm asking.
If you've got that answer, I am all fucking ears. Because I don't know and I can't stop wondering why.
No. Maybe that's important too. I don't.
It could be as simple as they don't care.
Who are they going after?
I don't know.
That is a question. I want
I
to
don't
know
know
where
a
to
lot of this.
I want to know where to look. Predicting things is hard. You have to know what direction to look in, and things seem important, and maybe they are and maybe they aren't, because there's a lot of things to look at. There's a lot of reality
Actually-
is very busy.
Jack, that's a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I rolled this before,
Okay.
but could I do a whatever, a kenning roll or something like that?
What's your
To see
clarity
if I
rank
can-
right now?
Like 6. I
Mm,
think
I
maybe
was gonna say-
7.
I
Hold
was gonna
on.
say,
I'm looking.
I think 6 is high enough to do a kenning.
6. My
Okay.
clarity 6.
Alrighty. Ba-da-ba-dum. Um,
To see if maybe like suddenly having seen it
as
now.
long as you've got 6,
and-
you have to be able to spend a willpower point.
Never
Oh.
mind.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm out.
Sorry.
And I can't do it because my clarity is too low.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. And kenning is kind of like an overall supernatural
Right.
radar sense, so it's best done in the waking world as well.
That is also fair.
Mhm.
Can I do panamancy off of this thing, by the way? Or is that also a thing I can only do in the real world?
No, you can do
Not a dream.
panamancy anywhere. There's not
Okay.
really. We'll say there's a dream sun in this location because
Okay.
it did happen during daylight hours.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
say that lady had like fire in her eyes. It could be...
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's more of a lambent radiance rather than like
Okay.
something that's going to give you much of a burning after image. But yeah,
excellent. But there
go
is a
ahead
sun.
go ahead and roll me a wits and composure.
I'm gonna do that.
And what is Liz trying to ascertain with this panamancy?
Hmm. The answer to that question. Or
The answer to the question of what you're trying to determine with the
no, the answer to the question of how do we know this? How do we know this person? Or this non-person. Or I could do
How do we know this being?
where they're why. I think I'm gonna go with why it didn't take Megan. I think that's more useful.
This
Because
one will take
terror
at
is
least 2
useful.
successes
Okay.
to get anything.
All right. Here we go. Can I spend willpower on this?
Sure.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Two.
2 exactly. It didn't take Megan. And looking into the after image, you find that while the sort of hourglass figures that have so frequently dominated your panamancy in the past little while are still marginally present, and they're dominated more by just this open ring with a couple of those little hourglass after images around the outside. Megan was not part of the number. Something about Megan does not fit the criteria that this being is searching for.
You weren't what she was. You weren't what the queen was looking for.
Meanwhile, Akujin.
Yep.
You step into a workshop room. There's a number of benches, lots of tools, various things in stages of completion. And an individual who's got a heavy apron on, button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up partway up the biceps, sturdy work pants and boots, one of those big sort of old-timey strongman sort of mustaches, slick back hair, looking for all the world like a craftsman out of, the turn of the century to an extent. Who looks up. Well, come back to see if you earned that armor yet? That's a no, but I've still got your name on the short list.
I don't know. Did I?
No.
No. I don't
But
remember.
short list.
Actually, very clearly does not remember this.
Back in the Winter War, there was a suit of armor that Akajin had stated he had his eye on.
Oh yeah.
What brings you down to the smithy?
Reaches over his back, pulls the Zweihander out of the carrying case, and just tips it down in front of him between the two of them.
This is your squire's blade, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need an upgrade.
It'd be hard pressed to upgrade that thing if I'm any judge.
Looking for something a little.
What are we looking for?
I'm looking for something a little colder.
Well, here's the problem with that. Cold iron is real hard to come by. And 90% of the time you find it, it's literally just ore that can't be worked or modified. It's a chunk of natural metal. Chock full of impurities, anathema, sure, to the people that we don't want around, but not something you can shape. Now, I've done myself a bit of research, and occasionally you'll get stuff far above the firmament that technically gets refined before it hits ground and is almost workable metal. Still has to be cold worked. Being able to beat a piece of meteoric iron into a usable blade, difficult and small scale at best. You're not going to get anything sword length off that. You could maybe get a dagger that's good for a couple stabs, but again, not actually smith worked except for being beaten into a spike, maybe mounted on something. Has a tendency to only survive so long before it needs repairs. But that's the sort of situation you'd be looking at.
I could deal with a dagger.
All right.
That's the sword back.
Now, I don't have any on hand. That stuff is expensive as shit, as you might understand.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all sorts of collectors that aren't us that are interested in that kind of thing too. People that are real hype about astrophysics and outer space and whatnot.
Yep.
So, if we've got the money and the time, sometimes if you're real lucky, you'll find it at the market. Apparently, it crashes down in the hedge from time to time, which, of course, raises all sorts of cosmological questions of does the hedge have an outer space and what the fuck is that about? But regardless,
not questions I am interested in the answers to.
Not super relevant probably to our pursuits and intents and purposes here. So I can keep my ear to the ground or you can go out looking. But rare, but technically sometimes accessible.
Oh, as far as finances, we got people that can afford it. We just need to know where to
That's
look.
good. All right. Internet, I would say probably mostly. information for information's sake, as a bit of a trade, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
How does one go about getting one of those? He says, nodding towards your blade.
I let me pull up the thing real quick. Hang on. I have a thing for this.
Oh, look, a quick Google shows me iron meteorites for sale.
Akujin has 1 dot in intelligence, okay?
They range from a couple hundred to a couple thousand, depending on, I'm assuming, the sample.
Yep. Sample size
Uh,
and purity.
It was. They're in. Squires of the Broken Blade are in. Which court book?
They're not in one of the court books. They're in
Dancers.
Dancers in the Dusk, I
Dancers in the
think.
Dusk.
Or
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dancers in the Dusk. So yeah, he'll pull it back out and put it in front of him. Well, you come down to the school that I'm opening. We put you through your paces. You prove that you're willing to risk it all for the good of the keyhold, but that you're not fool enough to throw yourself on the enemy's sword willy-nilly. And if you're good enough, you make one yourself.
I can sell that.
I'll give him the address of the building. It's not finalized yet, but we're in the process.
Mm-hmm. But you're in the process of acquisition. Yep. He'll tell you that Vision Kane and an elemental named Tony Loner, who you know from Summer Court as well, have been tossing around the idea of joining up and seeing if they've got what it takes to become squires.
Well,
he knows that there's a couple of other people from other courts that might be interested as well. But you at least have 3 potential summer candidates.
Nods. Like I said, give him the address. We're still working on acquiring the building, but once it's up and ready, anyone that thinks they've got what it takes.
All right. Are any of us going to have to ride motorcycles?
I mean, have to. No.
Okay, just what I'm looking at. I'm looking at prereqs. People come to me with questions, just like you do.
Fair. No.
All right.
I feel like the statement was have to, get to.
Right.
They have to. No, get to. Yes. Yeah. Let me know if you hear anything about Cold Iron.
I'll keep you posted. Trust me, you are not the only one who would like to get acquisition on that. So I'll add you to the contacts list.
No, but if I'm lucky, I might come back one day with a pair of 6-fingered hands. And he sort of turns and walks out the door.
You hear just the faintest sort of like sound behind you as he tries to parse what that might mean, but okay.
To be fair, I feel like buying an iron meteorite online is a risky way. Is this really going to be cold iron, what we're talking about?
There will be dice involved.
Like, I feel like the smarter way is to go on to like whatever the supernatural dark web would be.
Look,
because I'm sure one exists.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, legitimately from legit sources and also just people who are being hipsters about it, there is like a desire for like old-fashioned medieval occultism and the presence of cold iron that you could probably just look up.
Yeah, but
that's true. But also, cold iron isn't actually a thing,
right?
Yeah,
like if we're talking about real life, cold iron is just what they called iron because it was cold.
Yeah.
Specifically, like in actual like real world definition, cold iron is iron of a very particular like.
Right, but in terms of what we're talking,
in case there's any clarification needed as far as this game is concerned, cold iron is iron that has never been heated by human intervention,
Right.
specifically.
Just
So,
raw pig iron.
no, because pig
Mhm.
iron has always been heated by
That's fair. Actually,
definition.
pig iron
yeah,
is created.
yeah, yeah. No, the only actual, you can either get iron ore dug up out of the ground with a pick and shovel, or excavation, whatever, which is technically iron and hasn't been heated, but it's
Right.
unrefined and therefore can't be worked. It's just going to be a heavy rock that you hit somebody with.
Right.
Right. Or if you're wanting something
Chisel it into a
marginally
spike.
purified, right. Well, I mean, iron ore is usually too brittle for that.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been refined. It doesn't have malleability hardly at all. Or you can, if you're real lucky and are willing to pay for it, meteoric iron that has been sort of naturally smelted by
Right.
re-entry,
But
sort
it's
of,
not by human hands. Yeah.
but not by human hands. So there's a loophole.
What
because-
if-
because
just
it's
saying.
What
gay,
if-
so there's always a fucking
Question.
loophole.
Question. What
Okay.
if you got some raw iron and you
Mhm.
handed it to a goblin to
Yep.
have them shape it?
You
That has
handed it.
not been heated by human hands.
You handed it. You were part of the process.
You're part of the process that
to
doesn't
get
count.
to get it done.
Theoretically, there also might be like semi-usable iron in the vicinity of like the geothermal vents and
I'm a
volcanoes.
changeling, not a human.
Maybe.
Maybe, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, we just have to find an active volcano.
Yeah, find a volcano
and
and find
climb
iron
it.
around
Hawaii
it. Yeah.
trip.
Go to
for the
Hawaii.
iron.
People keep
Go,
talking
go
about
find
Hawaii.
go
in this
iron
game.
Look.
mining in Hawaii.
We've already gone to Hawaii in one Final Show Films World of Darkness game. Let's do it again.
Like I said, ShrekNet, the digital web, whatever glasswalkers buy their like bootleg bullshit off of.
You just have this.
Right.
You just have this one like mage off to one corner. Now it's like going like, now look. How many of these creatures technically aren't human? And does that qualify as being heated by humans?
I mean, like canonically, I would say if you could somehow get into the actual Umbra and find like a weapon that was made by spirits there, that would work.
I was gonna say.
Problem is, we can't get
spirit-
into the Umbra.
Spirits might be able to do it. I will say, before anybody gets too hyper about this idea, it doesn't matter how many dots you have in the matter and prime spheres. As a mage, you are a human, and if you conjure
you are.
iron out of nothing, it still don't count as cold iron.
Absolutely true.
I just love the idea of like, all right, so we need to find a werewolf who talks to spirits. It's like,
Still human enough for cold
Oh
iron.
no, but if you get the werewolf to negotiate with the spirits to say,
Yes.
hey, can you guys just by yourselves?
Yes.
Maybe. But anyway, we're getting in the weeds now.
Yes.
Lark
so
and
what we're saying
Alana.
is, I'm just going to have to do a lot of lethal damage very quickly before they can heal themselves.
Good luck.
You could always just find an iron block and strap it to a stick and beat them with it.
Just mace them down.
You could tie a chunk of iron ore to a stick. Yes, conceivably.
Cold iron mace is the easiest thing to make.
You capture a meteor as it's falling to Earth, and you aim it towards the keeper in general.
Hold
Sorry,
very still.
Alana and Lark.
Where are you guys are headed back to the mansion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your objective once you get there?
I don't think Alana had thought that far ahead.
Okay. All right.
Lark's
Well, if
just
anything-
getting her out of there.
Sounds good. So you guys
Lark-
get to shelter. Yep.
Lark did want to ask Alana something.
Okay.
Like on the car ride over. I don't know if this is the best time to ask you or not. But I've been doing some research into my dream vision, whatever.
The one
And-
with the room.
Yes. So it looks like to be able to make it possible to help protect everyone, I need to create an entitlement.
She just sort of blinks at you a few times.
You've heard the term entitlement thrown around a lot. I don't know if Alana specifically
No.
really knows what that is, though.
Okay. I just have one question.
Yeah,
What's an entitlement?
I do not know how to describe this.
Ask any
Okay.
cis white guy, and they'll tell you.
No, they won't. They don't know how to
Dead!
define it.
Dead.
Amazing.
They have it. They don't know how to define it.
Yeah, but they
That's
don't.
not true. In that specific definition, I can absolutely tell you what entitlement is.
They don't
I
have
mean,
to.
yes, you
They
could.
don't. They
Not
don't.
any cis white guy.
They don't have to be able to define it for them to tell you what it is.
They can just
They will-
demonstrate it.
They will fucking show you.
Right?
No, I think that
Very
joke
much a
was
show don't tell sort of situation. there.
Exactly.
But regardless,
Amazing.
in Lark's research and stuff, an entitlement is effectively more or less an order of aristocracy mixed with a club, like a social club,
Mhm.
where it's a special segment of a common thread or bond that's socially shared amongst changelings, usually with a purpose behind it. There's very few entitlements that are literally just a group for a group's sake, but it's a group with a purpose, a group with a focus. And there's a level of social standing that comes from belonging to an entitlement. It gives you a bit of notoriety and prestige in changeling culture.
Okay.
And also usually some cool magic shit.
Would Lark
So
know that
sh-
the squires that Akujin is?
Oh yeah.
is
Oh
in-
yeah.
mhm,
Yeah, she was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll say, yeah, you know, like Akachin,
Yeah.
like his group outside of the Motley,
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
the squires, right?
I've
Yeah.
heard him mention it a few times.
That's an entitlement. So it's kind of like a special changeling club,
Okay.
with a purpose. And it gives you like good social standing. So to be able to protect people, I need to create an entitlement in which I need 4 others besides myself who can use their voices. And I was wondering if you would be interested in joining.
If I can help people, I'll do whatever I can. I'd be happy to join.
She'll smile. Awesome. Now I just have to find 3 others.
That might be the tough part, but we can figure it out.
I'll ask around. Yeah.
I mean, we know. I wonder if Hushabeth would qualify. She uses her voice through a radio.
I mean, you could certainly ask. And there's any number of other artists and vocalists and performers. You know, there's Sally Halfpence, Jenny Midnight, number of other people
Mhm.
Who would probably at least fit that sort of changelings who have a capacity for performance in a variety of means, but vocally specifically.
Anyone who performed at the club when we were in charge of it, probably
Mhm.
you would
Yep.
know their names.
Mhm.
Allegra Morn would have been a great candidate, but she unfortunately got killed in the Winter War.
Oh,
Does Sunset sing?
You've never seen Sunset
Does-
sing, but you don't know.
does Butterfly sing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do they have to be a member of the free?
They just have to be a changeling.
Okay. Okay.
But there's options out there.
I'm starting to make a name for myself in the keyhold, so I can definitely help look around.
Thanks.
Of course.
Is there anything that Liz and Megan still need to accomplish in the dream?
No, in fact, at this point, Megan's like, "Are we done here? Can we go?"
Yeah. If you want to.
I mean, I'm at a loss for words right now, mostly as it is, but even if I wasn't, words cannot express how much I do not want to be here right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't do anything about it unless I can destroy these things, which I can't. I want to be elsewhere. I want to be
You
back.
can destroy these. Watch.
You know exactly what I fucking mean, Liz. That's not the same.
It feels good.
It'll feel better when I can actually do it. I appreciate it, but let's please leave. Which I think means you have to wake up and then wake me up.
No, you will wake up.
Okay, good. Are you
During-
sure?
Yeah,
Does Megan try and wake up?
think.
Don't. Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay.
I just
go
didn't
ahead.
know if the amount of other substances currently in her body might make that difficult.
Go ahead and give me a roll me your willpower.
Willpower?
Uh-huh.
Full willpower, not current willpower, correct?
Willpower like ranking, which I think
Okay.
is your resolve and composure, right? Mhm.
Your full willpower.
I mean, it's the same number,
Yeah.
so that'll work.
Yeah, so just resolve and composure.
Dope.
Right. Your eyes snap open there on the bar. You do have a text alert from Alana asking to talk to you.
Right. All right. No. Are you going back to Lark's? Because I think that's where I'm going.
Paige, who was like 2 seats down the bar. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Thanks.
We weren't dead.
It's a turn of phrase.
I want to go back to the crack house.
Okay. Butterfly's there, right?
Last anybody
Probably.
saw.
All right, I'll go there with you, and then I can head over to Lark's.
She'll follow you to
Right about
vehicle.
now as well, Phage. This would be about the time you'd probably want to head back out to the apartment.
Yeah, I'll start getting going.
Okay. So Megan and Liz head over to the crack house.
Yep.
Drop Liz off there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you go inside, unlock the door.
Mhm.
But Butterfly is seated on the floor with a bowl and seems to be eating some sort of mixture of yogurt and coffee grounds. There's also chocolate chips in it. Hello.
Hi.
You're very serious.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Stuff.
Oh, how many Fs?
500.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. You want some?
No. That looks gross.
Well, like the teddy bears say, looks aren't everything. Smarts is important too. She clambers to her feet, walks over to you, sticks out her finger and taps you on the nose. And some of us have both.
Congratulations. I'm gonna go. She doesn't even say I'm gonna go. She says congratulations, and she turns around and is going to go walk into the hollow.
Okay. Meanwhile, Megan, you head over to the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Knock on the door.
all right.
And don't just walk in.
Cool. Who answers out of the two people that are inside?
Is it door-to-door salesman knock, police knock, or I need to use the bathroom knock?
Well,
Shave
police
and a
knock is
haircut.
just a boot to the door and they are in.
Police knock, you get shot as soon as you walk in.
Yep. No, it is 100% shave and a haircut.
It depends on how Alana's doing.
Well, Alana would have been on her phone the entire ride and would have probably been calmed down by the time that they got back.
Okay.
So she'll probably answer the door.
I made it alive. Yay me.
Hug.
Yep. I'm good. I'm okay. How are you?
Still upset with myself, but
We're gonna have a conversation about that. Outside of that,
better.
good. Good. We can have the conversation now, or we can go inside and have the conversation. That's up to you.
We can go in and sit down.
Okay, good. Because I'll be honest, I'm a little bit wavy on my feet at the moment.
She'll look at your bike. How the fuck did you drive here?
I am not a safe person.
Somewhere across the city for no reason at all. Actually goes same.
So she was walking to go sit down. She stops, turns around, and just puts a hand on both of your cheeks and points you to look at her. There are people that care about you. Do not die being stupid.
I'm not. Listen. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, so let's go sit.
I'm not listening. Got it.
I am very experienced in how to do this. I don't normally do it, but I needed to get away from the nightclub. Needed to get to the crack house.
Megan's like my Uncle Bill, who thinks that there should be a special test for people like
you
who are capable of driving above the registered legal blood alcohol content.
100%.
And he should be allowed to have
wrong.
Right.
To be clear, she's wrong.
Not a thing. Don't do it. You're not better at driving drunk than other people.
No.
So
No, I'm just better at driving drunk than I am when I'm not drunk. That's all.
How
Not-
bad of a driver are you then?
I'm just saying there's this
I
thing
am-
I've learned about since I got back called Uber, and
Yes, I listen.
The problem
All I'm
is-
saying is that there are some people who are worse at driving in general than I am driving drunk.
I mean, that's a fair point. Um,
Look, Uber won't give me rides anymore. They stopped dropping me off at the crack house. I don't know why they would refuse my service to drop me off at the crack house, but for whatever reason.
Literally, it's in Google Maps. You just type the crack house Baltimore
And
the
it's
thing
there.
comes up here.
We spent a lot of money to get that result in Google.
listen, I needed to get away from there at that instant, and I did not feel safe around other people, including random Uber drivers.
okay.
I don't make a habit of it. Hey, look,
Okay.
it's the couch. Thump. All right. So, how is this going to go? Am I going to tell you it's not your fault, and then you're going to hem and haw, and then I'm going to get, or should I just cut straight through to the chase?
Just throw the punch.
All right. So listen. Do you know those movies where the villain like has kidnapped someone and says, if you don't do this one horrible thing, I'll kill these people and it'll be your fault?
Yeah.
Do you know how that's never actually, whatever happens isn't on the hero, it's on the villain?
I'm starting to get your point, but yes.
The notion that you escaped out of the hedge and you dropped something that you didn't know was potentially dangerous. Because who would? Doesn't make it your fault what happens from it after.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're good with that. You're as at peace as you can be at this particular moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm not going to see a ghost, am I?
I really fucking hope not.
I don't know if you
I mean,
see it more
Wits and
when you're
composure,
drunk.
both.
but-
No, just kidding.
I mean, you might, but I had my experience when I was sober, which then led to me being drunk.
Fair enough. I'm just saying it's a bad. It's kind of a dick ghost if they decide to sneak up on people when they're drunk. Least
Hey,
do
John.
it just when you're sober.
I don't disagree with you.
Adele would.
They'll 100% would.
It's the best.
Drunk is, according to Adele, drunk is when you sneak up on people.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
Why would you make it harder on yourself? Anyway. So outside of that, how are you feeling?
Good. I past couple of days gotten hooked up with Lark's agent, and he says he's gonna call me if he gets an audition lined up. So
Cool.
we will see how that goes.
Good deal.
I'm sorry for kind of just moving out of your place without telling you.
Oh, listen. You are absolutely welcome to come back whenever. But wherever you need to feel most comfortable now, that's where you should be. And if it's in the house with the ghost, that's weird, but I get it.
I mean, I'd like to maybe keep some things at your place.
Yeah. I would like that.
Just keep a nightstand. Some toothbrush.
A drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you mention ghosts, you hear the faint strains rising from the wine cellar of Serenade in Blue that just sort of starts to waft on.
That one's not Adele. That's the ghost that's been there.
Right.
No, he's friendly.
It's his wine and cigars time, man. He's allowed to pick the music.
Alana's not going to.
Fair point.
This has probably been a thing that has occurred in
Oh,
the
yeah.
few days she's been
No.
there.
100%.
This happens every so often, and usually right around this time of day. Yeah.
Don't worry too much about that. That one's normal, as far as I can tell.
Perfectly normal ghost
ghost
activity.
activity.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the daily thing.
Okay.
And there's one more scene that we have to do. So I'm going to shift over to that real quick.
Okay.
And we can wrap up this conversation if we need to next week. But Phage,
Oh.
you get home,
Paige is a fetch.
meet with Paige. She's getting
spoil
dressed, starting to get going, ready for your guys' regular night out as part of the ensorcelment pledge that you have your girlfriend bound with. She's got a car and you've got a motorcycle. How are you guys getting to Hot Sauce?
I feel like we can probably just take the car.
Okay. She gets behind the wheel, starts up. She's not like dressed to the nines per se, but she's in nicer clothes, the sort of sit-down restaurant kind of, ever so slightly formalized, but still comfortable enough. And you guys pull out of the street parking spot below the apartment and head out into Baltimore. It's probably about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour drive, what with city traffic this time of day and people going out. Thursday night, so not too swamped, but still, it's a large city and there's lots of traffic. As you begin to drive across the city, however, there's a stretch roughly along what is known as West Baltimore Street, long straightaway, one-way street. You're headed through University of Maryland Baltimore campus. You catch a series of green lights in front of you. And there's very little traffic here, surprisingly, weirdly enough. Paige just accelerates through. One intersection. Two intersections. And then suddenly a figure steps into the third intersection crosswalk and holds up a hand. A figure that you recognize. Somehow. But you've never seen before. And Paige goes, "Is that?" before slamming on the brakes. And then stopping as the car disassembles around you. Hood flies off to one side. Engine begins to erupt pistons out that then tangentially float up and apart. Carburetor, radiator, headlights sectioning out as you feel this entire thing broken down to its constituent parts. And you and Paige continue forward with your inertia before stopping 10 feet in front of a 4-armed figure clad in flowing skirts with far too many legs still flexing and twisting. You can see underneath. And a true fae takes half a step towards you. So, here's the other one that claims to be queen. And that's where we're going to end for the evening.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
I
Goodbye.